One day, Alicia came back from class. Suddenly, she heard someone calling her name. She turned around and saw Safia waving at her and wanted to show something to her. She agreed to drop by for a while. Alicia hurried over to her friend, curious about what she wanted to show her. Safia opened a container and there are some sweets shown. She told Alicia that there were 3 flavors of sweets in the container. The first flavor was grape with 9 pieces inside. The second flavor was strawberry with 11 pieces. And lastly, mango flavor which had 10 pieces. Safia then told Alicia that she could pick one, but she had to close her eyes while choosing. Excited by the challenge, Alicia agreed. Safia then shook the container to make the sweets scattered as Alicia already saw it before.
Wait. My name is Nurhasha Christina Ghazali. Sorry for disturbing, but did you guys wonder what is the difference between experimental probability and the theoretical probability of obtaining certain flavors like mango, strawberry or grape? And what about the experimental probability that the selected sweet is not mango? Let's check later on.
On her first try, she picked a strawberry flavored sweet, but she did not like strawberry. She put the sweet back into the container and decided to try again. To her disappointment, her second attempt also resulted in a strawberry sweet. Alicia sighed but was determined to keep going. Watching her struggle, Safia began to feel a little dizzy from all the retries. Finally, on her third attempt, Alicia pulled out a grape-flavored sweet. She was over the moon with excitement and smiled brightly. Safia laughed and encouraged her to enjoy the sweet she had finally chosen.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurin Damia Inshira binti Mat Nasir. I'm going to explain about introduction, objective of the project, as well as the methodology. Okay, for introduction, probability is a possibility. It is a branch of mathematics that deals with random events and numerical description of how likely some events to occur. The value is expressed as number between 0 and 1. If the event is likely to occur, then it will be higher in the probability value. To calculate the probability of a single event occurring, we must know the total outcomes of the event. Probability is used in many daily applications such as predicting weather forecasts, planning sport strategies, evaluating insurance options, designing games and recreational activities, as well as making business decisions. So there are 5 objectives in this project. First, to record the outcome of the frequency of sweet for each flavor. Next, to determine the probability of each flavor that can be selected. Number 3, to examine random selection that leads to certain distribution. Next, to calculate descriptive statistic, which is the percentage of each type of the sample. Lastly, to be able to distinguish between experimental and theoretical probabilities and to compute their differences. Now for the methodology or steps on how to conduct this experiment. First, we need to fully understand what is this experiment about. It is about picking up a candy. We were assigned to do an experiment about picking up a candy out of 3 different flavors. However, we need to close or cover our eyes so that the randomness of the candy can be sure. This experiment is done with replacement, meaning that the candy that we pick need to be put back in the container or a box because it is with replacement. First, we need to prepare 3 different flavors of candies with different quantities respectively. However, the total candies must be 30. Next, put all the candies, which is 30 candies, inside a container. Next, close your eyes or cover it with a piece of cloth to make sure that you pick a candy randomly. After that, with your eyes closed, take a candy. The fifth step is to record the flavor that you got and put the candy inside the box or container once again, since this experiment is, once again I repeat, with replacement. Next, repeat step 4 and 5 for 30 times. Last but not least, record all the trial outcomes in a table including the flavor and the frequency of the flavor so the data is organized.
Hi, my name is Nur Hasha Christina and I'm gonna explain about the question based on experiment. For A, observe and record the frequency of each flavor for the sweet. Table 1, under outcomes. This table is recorded about the frequency of each flavors of sweet that have been selected. B, what is the experimental probability of obtaining each of flavor? The formula is number of time event happened per total number of trial. The experimental probability of grape is 12 per 30 and for mango is 8 per 30 and the last one is strawberry is 10 per 30. C. What is the theoretical probability of obtaining each of the flavor? For grape is 9 per 30 and for mango is 10 per 30 and the last one is strawberry which is 11 per 30.
Hi, my name is Nur Safia binti Rofa. Okay, next question is, what is the difference between experimental probability of obtaining mango flavor and the theoretical probability of obtaining mango flavor? Write the answer as a percentage rounded to nearest whole percentage. Can use formula different equal to experimental probability minus theoretical probability. Experimental probability we get 8 over 30 and theoretical probability we get 10 over 30. 8 over 30 minus with 10 over 30 we get negative 1 over 15. We multiply it with 100% and we can write it as negative 7%. What is the difference between experimental probability of obtaining strawberry flavor and the theoretical probability of obtaining strawberry flavor? Write the answer as a percentage rounded to the nearest whole percentage. Experimental probability is 10 over 30 and the theoretical probability we get 11 over 30. 10 over 30 minus 11 over 30, then we get negative 1 over 30. Then negative 1 over 30 we multiply with 100% and we can write it as negative 3%.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Alisha Nabiha. For question F, it says what is the difference between the experimental probability of obtaining grape flavors and the theoretical probability of obtaining grape flavors. Okay, for getting the difference, we need to minus the experimental probability value with the theoretical probability value. It means that 12 over 30 will minus with the 9 over 30 and it will get 1 over 10. But the question says write the answer as a percent rounded to the nearest whole number. It means we need to multiply with the 100. We will get 10%. So the answer for F is 10%. Next, for question G, what is the experimental probability the selected sweets are not mango? We can answer it by using probability of A complement equals to 1 minus probability of A. Probability of A complements is the probability of the selected sweets are not included mangoes. Meanwhile, probability of A is probability of getting sweets mangoes. So we proceed by using the formula by 1 minus 8 over 30. So we will get the answer 11 over 50.
I'm Nur Hasha Christina. For the question, the length of time required to develop resource website denoted by random variable W in hours has a probability density function given as follows. Function W equal to 3 multiply within bracket 3y minus y squared close bracket. For the second one is 0. To determine the value of y, we need to calculate integration 0 until 3 per y in bracket 3y minus y squared close bracket respected w. We know that integration 0 until 3, function w respected to w is equal to 1. So integration 0 until 3 per y in bracket 3y minus y square close bracket respected to w is equal to 1. We expand it and got integration 0 until 3, 9y per y minus 3y square per y respected w is equal to 1. We simplify it and got integration 0 until 3, 9 minus 3y respected to w is equal to 1. We integrate it and got 9w minus 3yw. 0, 3 is equal to 1. We substitute the value 0 and 3 into w and we got 9 multiply with 3 minus 3 multiply with 3 multiply with y minus 9 multiply with 0 minus 3 multiply with 0 multiply with y is equal to 1. And we got 27 minus 9y is equal to 1. 26 is equal to 9y. Y is equal to 26 over 9.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Alisha. For question B, it asks us to find the probability that it will take more than 30 minutes for the resource website to be developed. Before we answer this question, we know that this question is in hours. So we need to convert the 30 minutes into hours and it will be 0.5 hours. Based on the question, it will be probability of W more than 0.5. So it will be integrate density function of W or we know as FW with the limit of 0.5 to 3. So before we integrate it, we need to simplify the function of FW and we know that the constant value of y is 26 over 9. So we just submit the value into the function. It will be 3 divided with the 26 over 9 in bracket 3 times 26 over 9 minus 26 over 9 square. So we will get FW is 1 over 3. Then we can integrate 1 over 3 respected to W with the limit of 0.5 to 3. So when we integrate 1 over 3, we will get 1 over 3W and settle with the limit and we will get 5 over 6. So the final answer for this B is 5 over 6.
My name is Nur Safia binti Rofa. The last question is, given the continuous random variable B equal to W plus 2 over 4. So, determine the value of expectation value of B. Here we can write expectation value of B is equal to W plus 2 over 4. Then, we can write it as 1 over 4 multiply expectation of W plus 2. Okay, next, find expectation of W first using the integration 0 until 3 W multiply with function of W. As we know, function of W is equal 1 over 3. So we can write it integration 0 until 3 W multiply with 1 over 3. Then we solve the integral. Then we get 3 over 2. We can write it like expectation value of B is equal to 1 over 4 multiply with 3 over 2 plus 2. The final answer is 7 over 8.
My name is Nurin Damia Ishira binti Mat Nasir. So in conclusion, overall we can see from the experiment that grape, even with the lowest quantities or amount of candy, it still had the highest frequency. Meanwhile, mango, which is the second highest amount of candy, had the lowest frequency. From the experiment, we also learned about how to get the difference between theoretical and experimental value, which we need to subtract the experimental probability from the theoretical probability. The experiment also showed that the theoretical value might be different from experimental value. This is because we do this experiment with total randomness. However, the outcomes do not have that much difference from what has been predicted. Besides, we can also see how to apply probability in our daily life, and picking up sweet is one of the examples. Other example is like I mentioned before, which is weather forecasting, sport strategies. That's all from us. Thank you.